Counterfeit fashion is one of the biggest fake industries worldwide, and with counterfeit methods growing more and more complex, will fashion brands be able to keep up? In this video, we'll be covering the market size for counterfeit fashion, how counterfeit fashion affects fashion brands, and what fashion brands and authorities are doing to tackle this issue. This is an in-depth look into the fake fashion industry. So how much is this industry worth? The fake fashion industry is making an estimated $450 million to $1.8 billion a year. This results in an annual loss of $30.8 billion to fashion brands. With these daunting numbers, it shows no signs of slowing down, as solutions to stop counterfeits are almost inevitable. So, do people know if they're buying fakes? Well, it was found that 60% of counterfeit purchases in the UK were made on purpose. This is contrary to the idea of purchases were made by accident. This demand seems to stem from consumers wanting to save money on trender and popular fashion pieces. They argue that buying counterfeit fashion pieces does not affect sales for the authentic fashion brands. However, fashion brands have their own arguments against this. Fashion brands are aware of the consequences that counterfeits pose. They argue that it can affect them in two ways: their brand image and their reputation, but more importantly, the health risks and also the money lost. Chanel stated that studies have shown that counterfeit makeup typically can contain toxic chemicals that can irritate your skin or cause permanent scarring. This issue obviously extends beyond the scope of handbags, shoes and fashion. The risks develop further than this. Inauthentic goods can often be caught up in other illegal goods and crimes. These include trafficking of drugs, firearms and people, according to the United Nations Office on Drug Crime. This is due to criminal networks manufacturing and trafficking and selling goods. Counterfeit is caught red-handed. On New York City's Canal Street, you'll find shops and tables lined up selling counterfeit fashion bags. But it gets more serious, as there has been many cases of counterfeit clothing being seized by authorities. In 2019, US Customs seized $3.4 million worth of fake designer at LAX, with the highest amount of fake goods being 1,200 counterfeit Gucci belts, 670 pairs of fake Nike shoes, and 530 counterfeit Louis Vuitton bags. The pieces included clothing and accessories from Gucci, Nike, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Fendi and more. Goods were seized again in 2018, in which 33,000 shipments of fake products were found. They were estimated to be worth about $1.4 billion at the suggested retail price by the manufacturer. It included clothing, accessories, jewelry, handbags, wallets, watches, all totaling in over $800 million worth of goods. The effects of counterfeit fashion. A report found that 10% of all fashion-related products in Europe are counterfeit. This means that the original designers miss out on a total of $28.5 billion a year of profits. The counterfeit fashion industry also affects jobs. A report suggested an estimate of 363,000 to 520,000 job losses due to effects of fake fashion. Fake fashion sales affect Italy particularly. The country's losses amount to around $4.9 billion a year and 50,000 jobs lost. Furthermore, this also affects the EU. If you accumulated all knock-on effects on other industries as well as the lost government revenue, the economic impact adds up to a further total of $4.7 billion lost to the EU. The big companies involved in counterfeit fashion. Anyone can create fake pieces due to the wide range of resources we have access to online. However, well-known businesses have also faced accusations of selling counterfeit products. Online commerce company Alibaba have had a fair mix with counterfeit fashion. They have faced allegations that their platform is a haven for counterfeiters, facing lawsuits from Gucci and YSL. Another big business who has been involved in counterfeit fashion is designer stockist The RealReal, but not in the way you'd think. The RealReal denied allegations that it sells counterfeit fashion, suggesting there are no fakes. Additionally, they sent an email to customers. The email, written by Chief Executive Julie Wainwright, said, "The RealReal strives for perfection but may not be perfect every single time." In addition to this, they explained to customers to send items back if they had issues with authenticity. Wainwright's email to customers basically dismissed recent media coverage about the counterfeits on The RealReal, suggesting the media is attempting to discredit the business they have proudly built. She explained how they stand behind both their processes and authenticity guarantee. However, they also admitted that identifying a counterfeit item can be a tricky process and open to human error. What else they had to say? Our success depends on our ability to accurately and cost-effectively determine whether an item offered for consignment is an authentic product. While we have invested heavily in our authentication processes, and we reject any goods we believe to be counterfeit, we cannot be certain that we will identify every counterfeit item that is consigned to us. This is a context problem. The entire team at The Real Real works diligently 7 days a week to ensure the highest standards in our authentication process. We are constantly and consistently training our teams, evolving our technology to ensure our items are the real thing. There is no other resale company doing more to remove fakes and put counterfeiters out of business than The Real Real. Wainwright then went on to add how a company hires and works with reputable gemologists and horologists. Some of the fake products they sold include a fake Prada bag, a mislabeled Loro Piana scarf, and a fake Dior bag valued at $3,600. The allegations of The Real Real selling fakes has come with consequences. Days later, The Real Real's shares fell 8.5% despite receiving positive earning results in the third quarter. Despite its growing subscriber base and its partnerships with Stella McCartney, Burberry and more, The Real Real is still making a loss. While it calls itself the largest online marketplace for authenticated consigned luxury goods, boasting a whopping 711 million worth of goods sold on the site in 2018, its costs for customer acquisition, product acquisition and logistics are high. The Real Real has also faced controversy from luxury brands such as Chanel. Chanel filed a lawsuit last year against the company, accusing The Real Real of selling counterfeit Chanel products. They argue that The Real Real does not have the authority to authenticate goods. The truth about their authentication process. The company's authentication process, however, has also come under fire. While The Real Real claims that its merchandise was authenticated by experts, the employees say otherwise. In an investigation performed, it revealed that employees such as copywriters were also inspecting luxury goods. A copywriter at The Real Real stated, "They give you a quick 5-minute presentation on what things should look like, and then you have a go. I should not have been authenticating a Hermes scarf, for example. All they care about is getting the product on the site." Another employee said there is so much stock coming into The Real Real that there is no way everything can be authenticated. So how can we actually tell something is counterfeit? For something to be deemed counterfeit, there are a few key elements at play which all have to be met. Here's a quick infographic that you can look at. Pause the video to see it more in detail. Brands affected by counterfeit fashion. A wide range of fashion brands have all faced issues with counterfeit fashion being sold online. These brands include streetwear and high-end fashion brands ranging from iconic streetwear brand Supreme all the way to Chanel. China obtained the biggest source of counterfeit goods, whereas brands from America, Italy and France were the biggest victims of counterfeit fashion. Reports show that Supreme was gaining the most searches for fake versions, with a global average of 29,000 monthly searches. Oakley, Patek Philippe, Ray-Ban, Vans were also among the most searched for fake versions. Nike is just one of the latest brands to tackle counterfeits and file lawsuits against a number of fake retailers. In Nike's newest lawsuit, they won the rights to 20 fake sneaker websites. All the websites were registered by the same person. All of the sites are still online and redirected to the official Nike web store. Richemont is one fashion house that has had a more successful legal effort at cutting down counterfeit fashion. They argue that internet providers are responsible for monitoring and preventing sites that sell fake versions of any of their brands. Various other fashion conglomerates are also expected to use this argument as well. Supreme's counterfeit fashion war. One of the most iconic streetwear brands is also no stranger to facing counterfeit versions of their own pieces. Supreme had an ongoing trademark battle with Supreme Italia. The knockoff brand eventually lost a legal fight in June. Due to its easily reproducible box logo, it has the largest demand in the global counterfeit market. Therefore, it's up against more sophisticated type of counterfeiting. Some of the countries involved in using Supreme's logo and branding include Italy, Spain and China. They are able to do this by filing a trademark in a specific country before Supreme could. These are termed as legal fakes. This caused the original Supreme, based in New York, to take Supreme Italia and Supreme Spain to court for its use of its name, branding and almost identical products. So what do designers have to say about this? One of the biggest fashion icons in contemporary fashion, Virgil Abloh, was initially keen on counterfeits. Abloh stated that he loves counterfeits as it's the best feedback, and the project was made to inspire kids. He also added, "It's better than a great review on Vogue. If it's working to the point in which other people can profit, that means it's really working. You're not taking anything away from me, you're actually advertising more. If you think Off-White is too expensive, that's great. You're supposed to make your own t-shirt brand." However, his views on counterfeits may have recently worn off, causing him to oppose the idea of counterfeits. Off-White sued Paige Denim for using its signature stripe design. Now it's prohibiting Wish.com merchants selling counterfeit merchandise sourced from China. They were using Off-White stripe design, arrow designs and the trademark Off-White name. The lawsuit argued that the counterfeit products have not only led to lost profits but damaged the reputation of the brand. This led to the label asking for $2 million in damages for every instance of counterfeit fashion. They also wished to ban accused merchants from selling on Wish.com. Wish have looked into the issue and took action by taking down all 161 merchants' product posts. Chanel also have a statement on their website on the issue reading, "Fighting against counterfeit means more than simply protecting our brand image. It also means protecting our creativity, our know-how, and the quality of our products, as well as helping to protect consumers from products that may pose health risks." This was on the French label's website, which has a whole section dedicated to warn shoppers against counterfeit goods. Even though luxury and streetwear brands have tried their best to counter fake fashion, it shows no signs of stopping. It's getting harder to authenticate items, meaning counterfeiters are getting more and more sophisticated in design and transport methods. Obvious ways to spot fakes include examining labels to see if they're misshapen, spotting a lack of inner embroidery, and cheap material being used. European countries are stricter on counterfeit fashion due to the laws that protect fashion designs as intellectual property. This is not the case with copyright laws in the US and the UK. One of those countries is France, with fashion goods being one of their biggest exports. France is one of the countries that have set measures by taking a national stand against counterfeit products, making it illegal to enter or leave the country with them. However, other brands are using counterfeit fashion as a selling point. Some of the biggest counterfeited brands include Off-White, Valentino, Diesel, and Gucci. Despite their frustration and legal action, they have also chosen to respond in a creative manner. Creative director Alessandro Michele made an artful, clever play on the brand's name, mirroring the obvious spelling that can be found on counterfeits for Gucci's Cruise 2018 collection. The collection included the Gucci logo, with Greek and Roman antiques inspiring the collection. The logo represents the medieval spelling of the name and mocks fake Gucci being sold. Off-White also took the opportunity to mock counterfeiters by setting up a pop-up counterfeit flea market disguised as fake outside of their Spring-Summer 2017 runway show. It was a promotion for their If the Cops Come Run bag. Valentino and Diesel also took a similar approach. In the summer of 2017, Valentino launched a secret campaign called Expect the Unexpected. Valentino went on to showcase a video that showed fake Londoners buying the cheap and fake Valentino before it was revealed as real. Founder of Diesel said the fake products bring the brand down, so how can we use this to bring the brand up? We came up with this fantastic idea. Diesel went on to disguise as authentic pieces at a 2018 pop-up shop in New York that seemed to be selling fake products. The clothes misspelled their name, making out Diesel. Diesel then revealed that the products were real, but sold at a lower price, similar to his counterfeit products. Can tech help fight counterfeit fashion? With technology ever developing, a tech startup called Entrupy has created a piece of technology aimed at businesses that may tackle the sale of counterfeit pieces. They claim it can detect inauthentic goods using a microscopic camera and a mobile app. Entrupy said the device has 98% accuracy for detecting counterfeits, detecting fakes from brands such as Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, and Gucci, and more. Currently, the device only works on handbags. However, the company is looking to expand its device. You can buy this product from their site, priced at $299. Entrupy's authentication process works like this. After the camera is held over different sections of the item, it magnifies the objects by 260 times to reveal details impossible to see from eyesight. Their algorithm then reveals if the product is real or fake through its iOS app. Linking back to technology, a spokesperson from OECD stated that social media, specifically Instagram, is a common place where counterfeiters can show their fake products, especially since there is a huge demand for it on the platform. Other social media platforms include WeChat and Snapchat. These customers tend to be of a young age, ranging from teenagers to adults in their early 30s. It's a common age group found on the social media platforms. The spokesperson reckons that people who grew up illegally downloading and streaming movies or music are more likely to buy fake designer pieces. Regardless of the efforts from brands and anti-counterfeit organisations to deter customers from purchasing fakes, it seems like a huge roadblock is the actual high demand consumers have for counterfeit fashion pieces. The long shots. A longer approach that can help limit counterfeit fashion is trademarking original designs of items from brands. Some examples would include Christian Louboutin's red soles or Burberry's plaid pattern. Unfortunately, this may only protect bigger and more established brands, as smaller brands may not be able to afford it. Another approach authorities are taking to prevent the import of counterfeit pieces is to educate US Customs and Border Control on how to differentiate between real and fake pieces. One method authorities will have to counter is when importers of counterfeit products ship in products labelled as holding other types of goods and then stick on the logo after they've entered the country. This was the instance in a case that's still pending with Nike. Nike sued the customs broker and shippers who had brought in packages listed as holding ceramic tiles, but it actually held in tens of thousands of knockoff Nike shoes. E-commerce versus counterfeit fashion. Alibaba, Amazon and eBay have implemented policies banning counterfeiting. They want to make sure that customers and themselves are only buying inventory directly from the brand owners. However, this may have not worked that well in Amazon's favour. It explained that fighting counterfeits was the reason for its sudden and unexplained purge of thousands of vendors. Amazon have also faced struggles of maintaining relationships with brands who complain about counterfeit products being sold on their marketplace, has also been a challenge for the e-commerce giant. Amazon also encourages brands to enroll in their tool called Brand Registry. This tool helps brands take counterfeit products off the platform. China versus counterfeit fashion. China have also been highly praised by fashion executives and fashion brand representatives, some of which have stated that China has helped create a much more improved environment for brands compared with a decade ago, and that China are doing much more than other countries. China also ranked 25th from 50 countries in commitment to protecting innovation through legal rights. This praise came after government crackdowns on sophisticated counterfeiting rings in southern China's Guangdong province that prevented exports of fake Louis Vuitton bags to Dubai. The praise also came as a result of Chinese police tracking down and arresting 32 members of a group. They sold up to 14.9 million worth of counterfeit luxury goods from luxury brands including Nike and Louis Vuitton. Chinese police made further arrests in January, closing 2 assembly lines used to make counterfeits. They seized more than 4,000 bags, clothes and accessories. The only thing holding China back on higher ranks is their insufficient legal safeguards and high levels of infringement. The BBC questions, are the people who buy fakes for a tenner really depriving the companies that sell goods for hundreds or even thousands of pounds? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Anyway, that's the end of the video. It really seems like counterfeit fashion is not stopping, and in fact is increasing more and more every day. With all these facts, figures and ways of tackling counterfeit fashion, please comment down below what you think the future of counterfeit fashion holds. This was an in-depth look into the fake fashion industry. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share. Subscribe if you're new. Stay safe and thanks for watching.